Hi, welcome to English Composition. I'm Michael Cheng. I'm with Cher Chen today.
各位同学，大家好，欢迎来到英文作文课程。我是 Cher， 在我身边的是郑老师。
Today we are working on Unit 7, and the title is Writing a Description.
好，我们今天呢要为各位同学讲解的呢是第7个单元。这个单元的标题呢是教各位同学如何去写好描写文。
All right, and then in today's lesson, we are going to learn about the difference between writing an objective description and a subjective description.
好，我们今天呢要为各位同学讲解的呢，是要如何去写好所谓的客观以及主观不一样的一个角度的描写文。
And then after that, we're going to learn about how to write about a popular cell phone app.
好，那我们会借由呢为各位同学介绍一个现在非常流行的一个智慧型手机使用的应用软体来为各位同学做写作上面的介绍。
Right, now we're going to start with our writing focus section of the lesson.
好，我们首先呢，先从这个写作重点的部分作为开始。
Now, when we describe something, we can use words to create some kind of image in the minds of your readers.
好，当我们描述一件物品的时候呢，我们可以透过文字来让你的读者在他们的脑海中去呈现这个物品的形象。
And now you can use these words to describe an object, a location, a person, an experience, even a fantasy. Just about anything that you can picture in your mind can be turned into a written description.
好，我们说呢，透过文字其实你可以描述的不只是一件物品一个地方、一个人、一次经验任何你的幻想可以在你的脑海中呈现的东西呢，其实我们都可以把它转换成叙述性的文字。
And so now a reader can take part in a new experience through our descriptions. And in addition, our reader can maybe learn something new through the description that we might write.
好，那借由阅读这样子的文章呢，这些读者可以因此呢去经历一些新的事物那当然他们也可能可以因此去学到一些新的经验。
Now we can break down descriptions into two basic types. The first kind is an objective description.
好，那这种所谓的描述呢，其实可以分成2种那第一种呢，也就是所谓的这个客观型的描述。
And then the other kind of description is a subjective description.
好，那第2种呢，也就是所谓的主观的描述。
Right, so now we're going to give you a couple examples of these different kinds of objective and subjective descriptions by watching a little video now.
好，那为了要帮助各位同学去了解所谓主观跟客观的差别我们先请各位同学看一段短剧，那我们等一下为各位同学做讲解。
Hey Jenny, I have a friend who'll be a great match with your sister.
Really? What's he like?
He's about 185 centimeters tall. He weighs about 75 kilograms. He plays softball on the weekends. He just finished his master's degree, and he works for Sony.
Wow, he sounds like a good catch. I'll ask my sister if she's interested.
Okay, let me know if she wants to meet him.
Hi, Susan, it's me. Guess what? A friend of mine wants to set you up with her friend. He sounds great. He's quite tall and in great shape. He works out all the time. He's really smart and has a great job too. So, do you want to meet him? Okay, I'll talk to my friend and we'll arrange a meeting. Good, that's right. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
So now in these conversations, we saw two different kinds of descriptions, an objective description and a subjective description.
在刚刚的短剧里面呢，各位同学就可以看到2种不一样的描述的方式，一种是客观的，一种是主观的。
Now, the first description, or the first conversation between the two colleagues, we showed you an objective description.
好，那在第一段对话是2个同事之间的对话呢，这里面的描述用的是比较客观的描述方式。
But then when Jeannie went off to talk to her sister, she had a subjective description in her conversation.
好，那当后来呢，其中一位主角到外面呢去跟他的这个所谓的 sister 去讲电话的时候呢，他们2个对话的内容就是属于比较主观的描述方式。
Now, in the objective description, you heard 185 centimeters. but this became quite tall in the subjective description.
好，我们在这个客观的描述之中呢，我们听到他的描述方式是说，这一位要介绍的男性是185公分高，但是到了主观的描述里面呢，我们听到的他说的是，还蛮高的。
And now also in the objective description, you heard 75 kilograms, but this also became great shape in the subjective description.
好，那在客观描述里面呢，我们听到他说这位男性呢是75公斤重，但是到了主观的描述里面呢，他的描述的这个方式就变成说这位男性呢身材很好。
Right. Now also in the objective description, we heard plays softball on the weekends, but this became works out all the time in the subjective description.
在客观描述里面呢，他提到说，这位男性呢，他会在这个周末的时候呢，去参加软式棒球。那但是到了主观描述里头呢，就变成说他只经常性的健身。
Now also in the objective description, you heard finished his master's degree, but this became really smart in the subjective description.
在客观描述里面呢，他提到说这位男性已经完成了他的硕士学位。到了主观描述里面，就则是变成这男性很聪明。
And then a final difference between the objective and subjective description is objective description said works for Sony, but this became a great job in the subjective description.
在客观描述里面，他提到他是为了这个 Sony 公司工作。那到了主观的描述里面呢，则简单的说，他有一个非常好的工作。
So now, after this example of some of the differences between the objective and subjective description, what we're going to do is now learn more about writing an objective and subjective descriptions by discussing the goals and the situations in which you would write each type of description.
好，那我们刚刚呢已经为各位同学介绍了这样子的例子哦。那现在呢，我们先借由来讨论一下这主观描述跟客观描述在写作的目的及情境上面的不同哦，让各位同学再更深入的去了解写作的技巧。
Now, in an objective description, your goal is just to write down the facts as clearly as possible. You want to use specific facts instead of writing about your opinions or your feelings.
好，在客观描述的状况下呢，你的写作目标应该是尽可能的提供最精确、最精准的讯息，还有事实。那利用这些事实描绘呢，而不是提出个人的意见或是看法。
And so, for example, you want to say that a person is 190 centimeters tall instead of saying something more vague like quite tall.
好，那我们举例来讲呢，如果当你要形容某一个人的身高那如果在客观描述中，你应该说这个人是190公分高，而不是只单纯的说，看起来很高。
Or if you're going to write about a car, it's better to describe the color of the car as navy blue instead of just writing that the car is a dark color or that the car is a nice color.
好，举另外一个例子来讲呢，当你要描述一台车子的时候，客观描述的方式你会说它是一个海军蓝的颜色的车子而不会说只是说它是个这个暗色的车或是颜色还不错的车子。
Now, some examples in which you might want to write an objective description could be when you're giving directions to somebody, or when this person is coming to visit you, or when you want to buy something from the store, or possibly if you lose someone, or if you're trying to get someone to help you find a lost object.
好，那还有什么样的情况下是可以使用这个所谓的客观描述的呢？一般来说，比如说，当你跟朋友约了在某个地方见面，或者是你请别人帮你买件东西，或者呢是你的某些东西遗失了，你想要找回来，那这样子的状况之下呢，你通常是必须要提供一个很客观的一个描述。
Right, so now let's talk about subjective descriptions. When you're writing a subjective description, you're trying to create a feeling or make an impression on your reader through your writing.
好，那另外一个状况呢，我们讲到的是主观性的描述。主观性的描述目的呢，就是希望能够透过文字去创造一种感觉，创造一种形象。那这样子，你的读者呢能够去感受到这样子的一个形象。
And so now you're using your description to either create a positive or a negative impression about your topic.
好，那你也借由这样子主观性的描述呢，去帮这个你描述的东西建立正面或是负面的一个观感。
However, even though you're writing a subjective description, you should have some kind of facts included in your subjective description. You don't only want to write about your feelings on the topic.
然而我们还是要提醒同学哦，即使是主观性的写作呢，当你在写作的时候，并不能完全都只写你自己的感觉或是你的想法还是必须要穿插着一些事实的描写。
And so, for example, you might want to write something like the walls of a room are a warm and gentle creamy yellow color, instead of just writing that the walls were a warm and gentle color.
好，那举例来讲呢，当你要描述一个墙壁的颜色，你可以说它是一个温暖柔和的这个奶油黄色，这也远远好过你单纯只说颜色温暖柔和这样的一个比较笼统的描述方式。
And so you might use a subjective description if you're writing an advertisement or a recommendation.
好，那什么时候会用到这样子一个主观性的描述呢？通常是在你写作广告文案的时候，或者是当你在写作推荐信的时候，就会需要用到主观的看法。
Right, so no matter what kind of description you're writing, it can help you to plan out your writing if you answer some of these following questions.
好，那不管你现在要写作的是哪一种类型的描述呢？利用我们接下来要告诉各位同学的一些问题，可以帮助你去把这篇文章清楚的写作出来。
So, what do you want to describe?
首先，你可以先问问自己，你想要描述的是什么？
Another question, what does it look like?
好，另外一个问题呢，则是它的样子如何呢？
What is it made of?
它的原料是什么呢？
What does it do?
它的功能是做什么用的呢？
What color is it?
它是什么颜色的呢？
How does it work?
它使用的方式是什么呢？
What is special about it?
它有什么特别的部分是我们要知道的呢？
And our last question, what makes it better or worse than other objects?
那和其他东西相比，它有什么优或是劣的地方呢？
All right, let's take a little bit of a break now. We'll be back with more English composition momentarily.
好，我们先休息一下，待会回来我们会再继续为各位同学做讲解。
Welcome back. Now let's take a look at some examples of objective and subjective essays.
好，欢迎各位同学回来。现在呢，我们要再来看一个关于这个主观描述跟客观描述不同的例子。
Now we have two essays in your writing a model. Both of these essays are about a cell phone app called Shazam that helps you to find the name of unknown songs that you might hear.
好，那我们在这一课的写作范例里面提供各位同学2个短文。那这2篇短文呢，都是一样的，在描述同样一个手机软体。这软体叫做 Shazam。它是用来呢帮助你去辨识音乐的软体。
So let's watch a short video and learn what this app does.
好，我们现在先来看一段短片，它会告诉各位同学要怎么样去使用这个软体。
It's a really nice song. I wonder who the singer is.
And I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills till the landslide brought me down.
The band is Fleetwood Mac, and the name of the song is Landslide.
That's so cool. How did you find the name of the song?
I used an app called Shazam. All I need to do is hit this button on my screen, and it will listen to the music that is playing and search for the name of the singer and song.
That's brilliant. I can really use it. You can't believe all the times when I hear a great song and I don't know who the singer is.
I used to feel like that all the time. This is one of my favorite apps, and I think it's a must-have app for everyone.
All right, now in that video, you saw how the students in the bookstore used a cell phone app to find the name of the song that they heard over the loudspeaker.
好，那在刚刚这个短片里面呢，各位同学已经看到了那在这2个学生在书店里面听到了一首好听的歌那他们很聪明的知道要使用这个软体呢，去帮助他们去辨识这一首歌。
And they did this by using an app called Shazam.
好，那这个软体他们使用的就是叫做 Shazam 这个软体。
And to use Shazam, the first thing that you need to do is hit the Shazam button on your cell phone home screen.
好，那要怎么样去使用这个软体呢？首先当然你要下载这个软体之后呢，请你就直接点击在这个你的手机桌面上面的这个标示 Shazam 的标示。
And then when you do that, the app will listen to the music that's playing around you, and you'll see this happening on your screen.
好，那当你点击之后呢，这个软体开始使用哦，它就会开始听取你周遭的音乐，然后开始进行辨识。那你看到的画面就会像这样。
And now if Shazam is able to find a match, then you get information on the song, such as this screen.
好，那如果呢，你可以顺利的让 Shazam 找到这一首歌曲的话，哦，那接下来它就会显示像这样子的一个画面。
And over here you see that it has the name of the song. It also has the artist that made the song, and we see a picture of the album that the song was on.
好，那你会看到的呢，是包括这首歌曲的歌曲名称，啊，它的歌手名称，哦，甚至呢，你可以看到这个图片哦，是当初这首歌它的专辑的这个图片。
So now that we know a little bit about Shazam, let's go back and take a look at the writing models to learn how to write an objective and subjective essay about a cell phone app.
好，那现在既然各位同学已经了解这个软体要怎么操作了，那现在呢，我们来回头来仔细看一下写作范例里面主观跟客观的描述是什么样子的。
Shazam is a smartphone app that can recognize a song or the music that you hear playing around you.
Shazam 是一个智慧型手机的应用程式，可以帮助你去辨识你周遭听到的一首歌或是一条音乐。
Once the app is open, it will immediately listen to any music playing in your environment.
一旦这个应用程式开始运作，它就会立刻听取你周遭正在播放的音乐。
The app will save about 3 seconds of the song to create a digital fingerprint of the song and match it against the digital fingerprints of all the songs in its database. This process is called Shazamming the song.
这个应用程式呢，会把一首歌之中约3秒钟的长度截取出来，形成数位指纹，来和资料库里头储存的其他数位音乐指纹做比对。这个过程就叫做 Shazamming， 也就是辨识音乐的过程。
When Shazam finds a match, it will provide you the name of the song and the artist that recorded it.
当这个软体找到对应的歌曲时，它就会显示这首歌的曲名以及原唱者的资讯。
You will also get links to YouTube videos of the song, information about the singer, and a link to purchase the song.
你还可以连接到影音网站，像是 YouTube 上面去观赏这首歌，或是连接到网站上去查看歌手的资讯，或者你可以取得购买这首歌曲的连接。
The songs that you Shazammed are saved in a list, which allows you to review the songs at a later time.
这首被你搜寻过的歌曲将会储存在你的名单之中，让你日后可以回头重温这一首歌曲。
If you are offline, Shazam will save the digital fingerprint and search for a match when you are back online.
即使你没有连上网络，这个软体也可以照样储存音乐数位指纹，等到你日后连接到网络时再做查找。
Shazam also works in the US with TV shows. In addition to identifying the music that is playing, you can Shazam TV shows to get the program guides, show and cast information, trivia, and links to the show.
Shazam 在美国也和电视合作，除了辨识音乐之外，你还可以透过这个软体去辨识电视节目、卡司资讯、节目花絮以及节目连结。
Now let's see what makes this an objective essay.
好，我们现在来看看为什么我们会说刚刚这个段落它是属于客观的叙述呢？
So we can see that the very first line gives a direct description of what the app does. There's no opinion or evaluation of the app.
好，我们可以看到这篇段落的一开始第一行哦，他就提出了这个关于这个 app 的一个很单纯、很直接的叙述哦。那在这里头呢是没有任何个人意见或是评断的。
Now a little bit later we see 3 seconds. So again, this is concrete information about the app. We only see the number. There's no evaluation about whether 3 seconds is long or short.
好，接下来呢，我们可以看到他提出来说需要3秒钟的这个长度。哦，那3秒钟当然是一个非常具体的这个资讯。哦，那我们并不会透过说哦觉得是长或是短的时间哦来做描述。哦，那3秒钟是比较客观的。
Now, in the middle of the essay, we have a lot of facts related to what the app does. And again, there's no evaluation or opinion offered here.
好，那到了文章的中间呢，你可以看到很多关于这个软体可以进行的这些功能。那这部分呢，一样是不含任何的判断或者是个人意见在里面的。
As we go down, we see more information, and the essay finishes off with more objective information about the app's functions.
好，那接下来你可以看到它继续的一样是用一些比较客观的资讯来谈论这个软体应用程式的一个功能。
And so then we can see, even at the very end of the essay, there's no opinion or evaluation of the app offered. It's only objective information.
好，甚至到了文章的最后，那依然的你可以发现没有提供任何的个人意见或是个人评判那还是以一个非常客观的角度在叙述。
All right, let's take a little bit of a break now, and we will see the subjective version of this essay after the break.
好，我们现在呢，先让各位同学休息一下，待会回来呢，我们再让同学来看看所谓这个主观性的描述应该是什么样子的。
Welcome back. Let's take a look at our subjective essay now.
好，欢迎各位同学回来。现在呢，我们要呈现给同学的是一个比较主观性的描述。
One of my favorite smartphone apps is called Shazam. Shazam is a nicely designed app that allows me to almost instantly identify a song that I hear.
我最喜欢的一个智慧型手机应用程式叫做 Shazam。Shazam 是一个设计很棒的软体，可以让我几乎是立即的查出我正在听的歌曲。
For example, if I'm in a shop and I hear a great song playing, I can hit the Shazam button on my phone, and Shazam will tell me the title and singer of the song.
举例来说，如果我正在一间店里，而我听到一首很棒的歌曲，我可以按下手机里 Shazam 的按启动钮，让 Shazam 来告诉我这首歌曲的名称以及歌手的姓名。
Shazam is really quick and simple to use. After I downloaded the app, I placed the Shazam widget on my home screen so I could get to it really quickly.
Shazam 的反应很快，而且很容易使用。当我下载这个软体之后，我就在手机的主页上面放上 Shazam 的手机插件，这样我就可以很快速的启动这个软体。
Then, whenever I hear a song I like, I open my phone and hit the Shazam button. The app listens to about 3 seconds of the song and then matches it with the songs in its database.
每当我听到喜欢的歌曲，我就打开我的手机，点击 Shazam。这个软体大约需要听取这首歌曲3秒钟的长度，然后就可以把这首歌与资料库里的歌曲做个比对。
Besides telling the name and singer of a song, Shazam also provides links to a YouTube video and more information about the singer.
除了这首歌的歌名以及歌手的名称之外 ，Shazam 还可以连接到 YouTube 或者是网络上去获取更多的资讯。
Shazam saves all the songs I search for under a category called My Tags and helps me to share these tagged songs with my friends.
Shazam 还会把我刚刚查询的歌曲存在我的标记列表之中，让我和我的朋友分享这些标记的歌曲。
So far, I have tagged songs that I've heard at the gym, on TV shows, on the radio, and in a store while shopping.
目前为止，我已经标记了我在运动中心、在电视节目中、在广播上，或者是在买东西时在店里听到的歌曲。
Shazam doesn't identify every song I search for, but it works most of the time, and I've discovered a lot of great music by using Shazam.
Shazam 并不是每一首歌都找得到，但它几乎是10发9中了。而且我也透过这个软体找到了很多很棒的歌曲。
I think it's a must-have app for anyone who has a smartphone and enjoys music.
我觉得 Shazam 对于拥有智慧型手机，而且也喜欢听音乐的人来说，是一个一定要拥有的程式。
Now, one thing that we can notice about this subjective essay is that it does include some basic objective information.
好，那关于这个段落呢，我们还是要确定一件事情就是即使它是用了一个非常主观的方式在做描述，它一样是提供了一些客观的事实。
And so on the screen now, you can see underlined some of the objective information that's in the essay.
好，那在这个荧幕上呢，各位同学也可以看到，现在画上底线的部分呢，也就是我们刚刚提到的，即使在主观的描述之中，也会包含客观的讯息，这就是客观讯息的部分。
And we need this objective information because this app may be unfamiliar to our readers. And so therefore, we need to provide some basic information about the app.
好，那为什么我们还要提供这一些客观的讯息呢？因为呢，可能有一些有一些这个使用者哦，并不知道 Shazam 这个软体，那因此我们要提供一些讯息来让他们熟识这个基本的资讯。
And although there is objective information in the essay is much more subjective.
好，那但是虽然我们刚刚提到说这里头包含了一些客观的讯息，整体而言，这篇文章还是比较属于主观型的叙述。
Now let's take a look at some of the subjective information in the essay.
好，我们现在呢，先来看一下在文章之中有哪一些主观叙述的一些文字呢？
Right, and we can see that right at the beginning, it starts off with this word favorite. And so we can see an opinion about the app. We also see that it says it's a nicely designed app.
好，我们可以在一开始就看到他提到说，这是作者是一个 favorite app 哦，就是他最喜欢的哦。那甚至下面一点，我们可以看到 nicely designed 哦，说它是一个设计很好的一个这个 app 哦。那像这样子的一个叙述呢，都是牵涉到作者个人的一个喜好跟意见，那它就是属于比较主观的部分。
And now if we move down just a little bit, we can see it says a great song. So it's not just talking about songs here, it's talking about great songs.
好，那接下来我们甚至可以看到他说这首歌是一首 great song 啊，并不是一般的歌曲哦，是一首很棒的歌。那一样又牵涉到个人的喜好。
Right, and now later when we talk about how using it is quick and simple, this again is an opinion about how the app functions.
好，那这里提到说 Shazam 它的这个运作的方式又快哦又简单，那这也是个人的意见。
Right, and then now we have a long section of objective information that describes what the app does, and we see at the end of the essay the writer's personal and subjective conclusion about the app, saying that's a must-have app for anyone who has a smartphone and enjoys music.
好，那在接下来这个段落里面，我们可以看到很长的一段属于比较客观型的哦，在描述这个应用程式能够进行的一些功能。但是到了文章的最后呢，哦，最后几行又再一次出现了作者的个人意见哦，包括他觉得这是一个每个人一定要拥有的一个软体哦，这是属于作者个人的一个看法。
So now subjective writing can be criticized for being biased or for exaggerating the benefits or advantages of an item or an issue. However, we rarely write without being biased.
好，我们说主观的写作经常会被人家是有一个诟病的地方呢，就是在于说它很容易会造成一种夸大的一个描述的方式，而造成着读者的偏见。但事实上呢，我们很难去跳脱，在写作的时候很难去跳脱所谓的个人偏见的影响。
So if you don't have any kind of opinion about an issue, you may feel no motivation to write.
那如果呢，你对一件东西没有任何强烈的感受，其实你根本就不会有写作的动机了。
So therefore, to avoid criticism for being biased, it's important to mix your subjective opinion with some objective facts when you're writing.
好，那为了要避免被这样子的批评呢，当你在写作的时候，你就要记得应该要去混杂一些主观的意见，再加上一些客观的事实，这样呢，用这种方式呢，就比较不会被批评了。
You should use your objective facts to show that your subjective feelings are valid.
好，那就记得呢，是利用一些所谓的客观的这个事实来呈现你主观的想法。
Right, so now let's take some time and talk about your homework. So first of all, review the material in this unit and do the grammar exercises and then do the writing activity.
好，我们现在跟各位同学来讨论一下这个礼拜回去的作业哦。那各位同学回去当然要再复习一下这个课程，然后要把这文法跟写作的练习完成。
And so you should write about some kind of object that you're interested in. You could write about a cell phone app, or you could write about some other object.
好，那各位同学要选择一个你喜欢的东西来做描述，当然你也可以选择手机的应用程式，或者是任何你喜欢的东西都可以。
Thanks for joining us this week for English Composition. We'll be back again.
谢谢各位同学的参与，我们下礼拜再见。